So, like I said, as soon as I had a chance to check out the subtitled version of episode 1, I would come back to just give my quick thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. First and foremost, my hats off to Vexix Migdad, who at the very least is the guy who uploaded the sub to YouTube. My hat's off to you for getting us to this in these trying times where we have no official sub, and also getting it to us so quickly after realizing we'd have no official sub. Thank you. He has said that he will try and get these up as consistently as possible every week. So I'm just going to wait for the sub to come up every week, and we should be able to keep on a steady schedule. Obviously, things change and things happen, but for now I am glad for this. I do personally endorse watching your anime legitimately, like getting a Crunchyroll subscription or Amazon Prime or all that good stuff, because you're supporting the production, you're showing the powers that be that you care about that production, which will do a lot for that production, a lot more than stealing it and like talking about it on Reddit or going to anime cons and spending lots of money, which certain YouTubers we won't talk about think is what you should do. I know it's a big issue. I won't get into it too much here. I just felt like I should let you all know my stance on that. But in situations like this, where we are not being provided an official sub because the people running said franchise think they know better, Konami, I do think it is right to go out and seek the show by whatever means, if nothing else to show a big middle finger to the people who won't give us what we want. But again, thank you for giving us a sub. I can't stress that enough. As a person who talks about Yu-Gi-Oh! On the internet, knowing what's being said is very important. But that being said, my opinion on the episode didn't change that much, which I think is a testament to there's some very solid directing and acting going on here, that a lot of it was able to be conveyed just through the way they talked and the way it was acted and shown off, and the visuals. I think the new visual direction, maybe it doesn't look like the other Yu-Gi-Ohs, maybe it looks a little bit simple to some people. I think they're using it effectively, again, just based on this first episode. So anyways, as far as like actual things that felt better once I could hear what they say, again, just knowing what everyone said felt nice. Hearing Yuga actually talk about things he does, like that he messed with his bike and made it cooler, that he wants to mess with the dual discs, and hearing just like a few lines of him like saying what he's doing and really reinforcing this Tinkerer idea with him is really nice. Having the dialogue to follow makes the episode not feel as abrupt as I said it felt like. I still think it maybe moves a little too quickly, but again, for how much it wants to convey, I think it does as good a job as possible. Rook's little scene where he's like, I have the power of the devil, and everyone just loses interest, that really made me laugh. The purple-haired guy, I haven't remembered his name yet, but I think him helping out is funnier. And I know he was saying penalty, penalty, penalty in the first episode, but it's a lot better when you can actually follow it. I think it's insanely funny. He just did all this to save his own ass. I don't know why, I just started laughing. Because again, you know where this is going. You know that eventually he's going to admit that he agrees with Yuga and he likes freedom and all that good shit, and that's where this is going. You know that's what's gonna happen, but take advantage of him while you have him like this. And that was that. That was just a real funny bit. It's interesting that a lot of people are pointing out that the dynamic reminds them of the original. I mean, you have the three boys, the one girl, but also they've sort of put people in the roles like Yuga is Yugi, Rook is Joey, Purple Boy is Tristan, the girl, her name is Ronin, I think, is obviously this version of Taya. And it's interesting that they did that, but it doesn't feel like a knockoff. It doesn't feel too much like a homage. There's just something very natural about how everyone was when they were together. And you know what? I kind of like going back to this four character dynamic. I like after the last Yu-Gi-Oh being all like, look at me, I'm a badass, and the one before that kind of was like, look at me, I make everyone smile, and all that. I like the idea that this one puts forth the idea of friends, people dueling together, people having fun together, people being friends together. I think a very important aspect of card games is the way it brings people together, and to see that that is now being reflected here again, I think is real nice, and I think it's an aspect I'm going to like. Speaking about card games, though, something interesting happened in this first episode that I noticed a lot better when I could follow the words. The, what's it called, Gora organization? They're controlling dueling. And yeah, I know we knew a bit about that beforehand, but they put that at the center, just how much they're sort of controlling. Like, they're controlling the duel discs. They control if you can trade. They can manually turn off the duel discs. Kind of an interesting idea that they're using dueling to sort of, it almost feels like they're using it to sort of like push their ideology, or sort of like as a way to brainwash people. Like, get people while they're young and like get them at their hobbies, the things that's fun, and use that to reinforce the idea that you must follow and obey us. You do not question our decisions. You do not change what we do. You do exactly what we say, and we're doing it all through the things you like to do. We're doing it all through just you playing with your bicycle. We're doing it all through your dueling, which obviously will be the main thing we see because this is Yu-Gi-Oh! And also, like, I think the cute robots is clever. Like, usually in stuff like this, because there's a lot of media that's basically the government or organization took over and here's the kids fighting back. Normally it's they're intimidating, they're scary, they have big scary dudes and big scary guys. It looks like we'll get to that later. But I like the idea that they're using cute robots, and the cute robots present everything in a cute, likable fashion. Like, they're not trying to make you afraid, they're trying to make you complacent. They're trying to make you friendly. And there's something really fucking creepy about that. Like, I've been thinking about it since I watched the first episode, and seeing the little bits in this again where it's kind of like, the one robot is like, oh, you can't you can't trade here. To trade, you have to find a Goro representative. Like, just little things like that. These little things that they're just doing to just like reinforce the idea of their control over everyone is really fucking creepy, and it's interesting, and I really want to see where it goes, because it looks like we're going to get right into the nitty-gritty of it next week, and that's pretty fucking exciting, and I'm kind of really excited for what comes next. But tell me, are you? I know I said this already, but you know the usual. Give me your thoughts on it. Do you hope we get a legitimate sub again, or are you just fine with fan subs? Because there are arguments on both sides. I know that. I genuinely do. But give me your thoughts about that below. TCG question of the week. Y'all remember it. Nats was canceled. If you want to vent in the comments, go ahead. I'm really fucking pissed. I finally got my invite. Yeah, tell me about all that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join us for more Rush Duel.